Everybody approved the recording. We're super excited, you guys. So crazy. What an experience that we had. And I can say for myself that I've been wanting to have an experience like this where I could do something that I could bring something back. I always admired our leaders that would go on these retreats and how they would always bring so much back to the table. And I always wanted to do that. It was like, oh my gosh, I want to have that opportunity to give back all of the goods and all of the aha moments that all those leaders have had. And we had this opportunity. The six of us have been in a focus group with Cami for about 6 months now, and we feel very, very blessed and humbled to have that opportunity. And we were talking a few months ago, and she said you guys should come out and have a sleepover. And so we were just like, all of our jaws kind of dropped, and Shandee definitely wasn't letting her forget it. And we were just like, okay, now let's pick a date. And we were just so excited. Behind the scenes, we're texting each other like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. But the biggest part, I think, that was kind of like, we were all kind of like, why, like what, and it was it wasn't about that. It was about the fact that I remember earning this award once, and I was like, why me? And then I realized when I was on stage, and this was the same thing, that why not you? Why not any of us? Not why, like, why are we here? But why not you? Like this, I want you guys to know that we had this opportunity, but it opens up the understanding for you to know that every single one of you has an opportunity to do something and experience something so incredible. And so take it from us that we know that we don't have anything special about us. We're just like you. And we want you to know that these type of experiences and opportunities are in your hands as well. So we're going to give you guys tonight a few of our aha moments, our takeaways. And I'm going to first and start it off with sharing a little. I made it really quick, and I want to make it even better. I want to share with you, the girls haven't seen this yet. I'm going to share with you a little snippet so that you guys can kind of see a little bit of what we did while we were out there. So let me go ahead and share this. Let's see, basic. And I'm hoping that you guys will be able to hear the sound as well. So let me share this. Okay, you probably can just see my screen, right? Maybe. It won't let me just share this. Can you see my whole screen? Or just the white? Is it just white? Just white? Yay, okay. All right, guys, so let me go ahead and do this. Here we go.
There's like 3 or 5. So we were getting out to take pictures. If you guys want to. Yes.
Oh, where's my phone?
I bet she's taking pictures on.
Is this your phone?
This one?
Mine is a peach shot pocket.
Okay. Worked in the suspension room at the school, so he was pouring into helping.
Okay, I don't know about you guys. I get like kind of teary eyed because it was as magical as it seemed. And so I'm gonna go after Tessie. I'm gonna let her talk first because she's got to get ready for dinner tonight. So Tessie, I'm gonna just start with you. You guys can all unmute yourselves, and we'll just go from Tessie, and then we'll all go through. But go for it, Tessie.
Hi, you guys. Okay, that totally made me sad. Like, want to go back. What an experience. So my name is Tessie Carter. For those of you that don't know me, I started 2.5 years ago, and I'm a presidential diamond now. And before this business, we were actually fortunate. We were able to save money. We were able to take our kids on vacation. We were able to do fun things. I was a stay-at-home mom, also working for my parents' electrical company from home. And like I said, we were able to do things. We didn't have debt, so I always thought we considered ourselves lucky, but my parents always taught us, you want to save money in case for, a rainy day or house issues or medical issues that you're not expecting. And one day my daughter asked me to join tumbling and I was like, uh-oh, where is this money going to come from? I don't want to have to pull it from this, like pull the amount we were putting into our savings out, and I was just kind of, I guess, being selfish, but we were just taught to save. So I was like, wait, where's the extra money going to come from to do that? So I had been following Kelly Brown for 15 months on Instagram. And whenever my daughter asked me that, I was like, okay, I might as well try. What if I can make $200 to $300 a month? Like, let's just try that, And literally everything she told me to do, I did. I promoted to double diamond within 3 months. And then last April, we double promoted from double diamond to presidential diamond in April. And we're pushing for ambassador, but I think for me, I had so many takeaways this weekend and I'm like, wait, we only have 10 minutes. What am I going to talk about? But I think for me, the biggest thing, and I think I was talking to Ashley about it in the kitchen at Cammie's, was whenever I joined this business, I never felt worthy, because a lot of times you hear the stories of, well, we were in debt or we were, about to lose something. And I joined this business and it completely changed my life. And I was like, wait, I don't have that story. Like, that's not my story. So can I be successful in this business? And of course, through time, like I wanted to go ambassador. And I thought it was so cool that Sherry Lynn and Kelly were ambassadors. And I thought it would be cool for me to do, but I didn't think I could ever do it. I was like, that would be awesome. And yes, I want it, but I kind of didn't believe it, right? That it could happen for me. But I guess just going through the phases of never giving up and never stopping got me to where I am, but I kind of still didn't feel worthy of it. Until this weekend, just being around everybody and seeing the process of it, even through the days that I was tired and I didn't feel like doing it, because we all have those days. Let's be honest, there's days that we just don't want to do anything. I still pushed through and I never really knew when it would kind of click in my head that it was happening, right? But this weekend, it kind of just gave me that belief that I needed, that yes, I'm already presidential, but I'm not done yet. I don't want to be done. And I kind of felt like I was. I was like, what else is there for me? What, yeah, I want to go ambassador at school, but can Tessie really do it? And just being around everybody this weekend makes you realize, no matter where you are, if you're presidential or if you're brand new, you want to continue to do what you can, that you're enrolled, like what your enroller is telling you to do what you can of that every day, because you're going to see that worthiness go as you grow in this business. And being around people is so, so important. I like got my cup filled up, my heart, my mind. I'm like, okay, this is possible. And then just seeing everything that Cammie does day to day completely blew my mind. I'm like, wait, Tessie, why are you complaining that you're so busy? You're really not. It's just, what are you thinking of it? You know what I mean? I'm like, she literally is like, Mom, she leads all of us. Her phone was constantly going off. She was on a Zoom Monday night from when we got there Monday. She was on a Zoom for 3 straight hours from 9 o'clock until 11:45. And she came out and she was still able to pour into us. And I'm like, I always feel like I'm not balancing mom life and business well. And I'm like, wait, Tessie, if she can do all of this, you can do it. It's just setting your own pace. What can Tessie do right now in this moment? I can be disciplined with my business right now. And then in an hour, I can be disciplined and just be present with my kids. And it's just setting that schedule. And I don't know, this weekend was just like, I'm like still trying to wrap it, but it just really did so much for me. And my major thing was, you're worthy and you get to decide what you're worthy of. You're worthy of anything, but what are you going to let yourself be worthy of? Because for me, I knew I wanted the big stuff, the presidential, triple presidential ambassador, but I made myself go there by being consistent. And then it's just securing it. Like once be around people and just see what you're capable of, I think is just so, so, so important. I don't know. It was just so fun. I'm like, there's so much stuff I can go on about, but it was just absolutely incredible. Oh, love you, Lauren. But I think that's it.
Awesome. Okay. I love it. And that's funny. Yeah, guys, Cammie is like, there's no wonder she needs an assistant. Okay, Shandee, thank you, Tessie. I know you're gonna go to dinner, so thank you so much. Shandee, go ahead.
Hello, you guys. Okay, so I don't know a lot of the people on here. I've been scrolling, but also my daughter just came in, so let's try to get through this without her being ornery. So I will start by telling you my story. I am triple diamond. I grew, I would like to say pretty quickly with the business. I started, honestly, you guys, I kind of have a story like Tessie's. We didn't necessarily need this business financial wise, but I needed this business. I have always struggled with self-confidence. I am the girl that didn't want to take photos. I was bullied in school. I was beat up. I was called names. I was told I would never be anything in life. And I feel like with this business, I just found my circle of people, the people that truly like pour into me and believe in me and made me realize that I am made for so much more. And I have a very loud, outgoing, wild personality, but I'm also shy on the inside. Like I have my points, but I was always told like, you're being too loud, you're being too loud. But with this business, we are told to be loud, like be yourself. Don't let anyone stop you from being who you want to be. Okay. So if you're loud like me, make sure you use that loud and you're loud and you talk about your business and where you're going and what you're doing with it, because that is what is going to get you to where you want to be. And so I went triple diamond in 9.5 months of this business. And it was just incredible, you guys. It was an incredible run, but as what I kind of learned over the weekend is, as that went really fast, I've kind of had like a little halt, but it's okay, you guys. We all have these things in our businesses. And that's what made me realize over this weekend is just being surrounded by these women is that like, we are in a marathon. We're not in a sprint. You have to enjoy the journey of this entire process of this business, you guys. There's not always going to be those highs where you run and you go to the top and then all of a sudden you just drop and it's like you don't expect it and your heart's not ready for it. But you have to prepare for it, you guys, because those things are going to happen. And it's okay because we are literally in a marathon. We are not in a sprint, and we are going to get to where we want to be as long as we do not quit. And so I just wrote that so many times I feel like even in myself, I've counted myself out of things, you guys, even in Winner's Circle, the first round. I was like, I got in my own head for a hot second there. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. But when they called my name and said that I had won Winner's Circle, you guys, I almost passed out. And then I really set in and I was like, why did I count myself out of this? Why did I say that I couldn't qualify for this? Like, I'm just like every single other person. All we have to do is put our heads down and go to work. And so then I had that, just never counting yourself out, because even every time somebody put something up, you guys, there was so many people at that Winner's Circle that were just fresh diamonds, people that literally, and I went diamond in 90 days of this business, and it's literally that quick. So like, don't ever count yourself out of something just because you feel like it's too far away, because you guys, I also started and I looked at the Ruby chart and I was like, how the heck am I going to get here? Like, I literally thought the Ruby chart was far, and so I hit that and then went diamond in 90 days. And it was just a matter of just being consistent, being persistent, not giving up, and just literally chasing those dreams. And then, sometimes I feel like the biggest thing in this business, which was something again, that over the weekend, talking with these ladies, sometimes I feel like the one thing that stops us from going forward, you guys, is those self-limiting beliefs, those things that get in our head and tell us that we're not worthy of so much more, and that, we're not capable of, going ambassador diamond, and okay, well, I'm here right now, so how do I get there? And it's just a matter of, just again, putting one foot in front of the other, and just knowing that every single one of us are on this exact same journey. But the cool thing about this business is this is a business where you have people that are sitting there, standing behind you, pushing you and helping you to get to where you want to be. I will tell you, when I started this business, I never in a million years would have thought that I would have been invited to Cammie Pentecost house. That is not something that I would have ever thought was going to happen. And truthfully, when I met her at my first conference, I started in July of 2019, and it was the last in-person conference, which was in January. of 2020. And it was just amazing. And I was super excited. And that's when my vision grew, because I always say, you guys, if you can get to a group setting, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's an event, I don't even care if you can't make it in person. Virtual is even something that you should make it to. But also just like if your leader is putting something on where you're allowed to be able to come and hang out and rub shoulders with somebody, it's an absolute must. Like I never thought that just even being in this push group with these girls, that we would build this relationship and this bond. And I'm like watching that slideshow and I'm like, man, take me back to my people. Like it was just so much fun. And it was just awesome to just realize that we're not alone in this journey. And, this is anybody's opportunity. We are no one special. Just because we went to Cammie's house, that does not mean that you should count yourself out from ever going to Cammie's house, because she's there and she loves all of us. And that's what I realized the most about her, is that one thing that I feel like I've always struggled with is because I have never been like the best with relationships. I can be there and be an amazing leader and push and help my girls. But one thing that I feel like I've been missing out on the most is those relationships. And it's something that I've been praying about, because like I said, I feel like I'm not the best at like those close one-on-one relationships. And I don't know if it's just something I've always struggled with in my life, with my past and stuff like that. But that has been my goal, is to just really check on people and care about them and see how they're doing. And, and she just pretty much said that your relationships that you build with your people is everything. Like they don't always just want a leader. They need somebody that's truly there for them as a friend. And so that's something that I've been working on. And that was one of my big takeaways. But it was an amazing experience. And like I said, I just hope that you guys, if you ever count yourself out of something, that in the back of your head, you remember this, like, don't do it. Don't count yourself out, put your head down, go to work and do all the things. And you're going to be right where you want to be as well.
Yes, I love that. God, that was good. It's so funny because I know this is going to happen to all of us, everything we all say, we're going to be like, yeah, that. I want to, so let me just tell you guys my story too, real quick. And then we'll go next will be Ashley. Is it quiet? Hold on. Let me stop sharing my audio. I don't think I am. Maybe, am I good now? Better. How's everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Good. Maybe it's just Shandee. She's okay. So I'm Chantel, and I got started with the business 5 years ago, and I remember, it's funny she mentioned events, because I remember when I went to this one event, that was where I met Cammie, and it was a Latino event, and I was like, I'm gonna go. I saw her, I ran to her, and I was like, I've got to meet her. And so I would just want to start with saying, guys, events are really important. And if there's somebody that you want to meet and they're at an event, go grab them, go have a conversation with them and talk to them. But I got started with this business because I wanted to stay home with my kids. I had a little boy both kids were under 2. So my son was almost 2, my daughter was 7 weeks. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have to go back to work eventually if I don't or else we're just going to stay in this rental home forever. We're not going to have any money for vacations. My husband was working full time plus picking up gigs. And I had already seen my son's his whole first year. And I was like, gosh, how can I miss out on my daughters? And I was like, okay, if I go back to work, I'm going to probably make $2,000. And if I have to put my kids in daycare because we're going to be working, then I'm going to probably have about $1,000 left. So my goal at the beginning was I got to make $1,000 to justify not going back to work. And what's great about this business, you guys, is when you hear people say dream bigger, they mean it, because that was my goal. That was my dream, to be able to stay home. But then it went further. And then I started dreaming bigger, and I didn't want a 6 by 6 foot patio backyard. I wanted a backyard for my kids. And so then it was building our first home. And then it's like those dreams just continue to pile up. So I encourage you guys to listen closely to those words and take them so seriously, to dream bigger, learn how to dream bigger, because you're going to have to. And so now fast forward to 2020 is when I promoted to triple, and it was something that I had been working on for 3 years. So I promoted to double, and that was in 2017, and it took 3 years to get to triple. And so to the ones who are maybe in between a funk of like, I'm stuck at this rank, I just want you to know, I can look back and I'm like, geez, good job for not giving up on that, because that's a long time. But if I would have quit, I would have never been here. I would never gotten to triple. I would never have had that experience at the ranch. And a few of my takeaways, one of them was I was noticing all the detail at the ranch. I mean, details, like every little detail of the walls, of the floors, of the ceilings. And I was like, wow, you could literally tell that this was so, the vision of what Mark wanted this to look like was so clear. And every inch, I mean, that's something that I think is so important. So when you're thinking of your dreams, I mean, we got to think of exactly what it's going to look like. What color is it going to be? What smell? How does it smell? What, is it light? Is it all the things, just what is it going to look like to the like hardcore detail? Because when you can see it like that, that's when you're going to actually go, okay, it's already there. Like everything that we want is already there. And I wrote this because I couldn't figure out a better way to say it, but I was riding the boat back from headquarters, and I had this feeling like this is where I'm supposed to be. And I sat back and I looked up at the sky, and I was just thanking God. I was like, oh my gosh, like I am here because of the journey I took. And the places I will go are already existing and waiting for me. I called my husband, I told him, I said, while we were on the boat, I texted him, I said, we got to put the house up for sale because we deserve to live where we want to live. The freedom is ours and we get to choose this. And this is our freedom. And we have to live that. We get to choose that. We get to choose whether or not we're going to run with this business and actually accept the freedom that it gives us, or we just don't do anything with it. It's you got to just choose. You've got to do something about it. You've got this in your hand. Another thing was surrounding yourself with people who lift you up. Man, is that a big one. I'd met a few I think I met only Shandee once in person. So most of us had never spent much time together, but within 30 minutes of all of us being together, I think it was funny because we were all talking. We're like, I'm shy, by the way. I'm shy too. And I'm awkward. Maybe that's why we're going, because we're just all awkward and we didn't know, but once we got there, we were like, who was it? One of you guys mentioned, you're like, wasn't it funny that I think it was Lauren Murphy's, how we were all so nervous and like none of us even it was like we were sisters from birth. Like it was so great because all of us were there so humbled and excited to hear all the things. And we were so happy for each other and we were so supportive of each other. And we were always giving, like if somebody said one thing, like I've been having this challenge, everyone would just say, hey, let me offer you this. And the positivity, it was just so heartwarming. And I can't say how much your circle does matter. And so I mean that beyond just the team that you're on and the people in this business. I mean that with outside of your business, your friends outside of this business, the family, the people who are at your job, maybe the people who, you're hanging out with. I don't know. You've got to be really protective of that. And then enjoy the happiness of others, recognize dreams that come true so that you can dream too and teach others and be an example of those dreams coming true. I feel like we all kind of were able to be that example for you guys with this trip, because that was a trip of a lifetime. I'd never expected it at all. And, what Shandee was just saying too is, we didn't join this business to get a trip to Cammie's. And that's like, it's hard sometimes when you're like, oh my gosh, like I didn't go to the ranch, you guys. And I was like, oh, I want to go to the ranch. I didn't earn it. But I had to remind myself. And I think I told this to one of the girls. We always say, remember why you started, right? Like your why. But I like to tell everybody also, don't forget why you started. Don't forget why you started, because you can't just, can't get caught up in a moment where maybe you missed a promotion, because you guys, I want to get to presidential and ambassador, but I do know that there are girls who are triple who make ambassador pay. So don't make it like, what did you start for? And then, oh, I just started so I could have a triple rank or an ambassador rank. How much do you want? Is there, like, as far as that goes, whatever paycheck you want? I have this right here. This is my paycheck. I don't need to be presidential diamond, not my paycheck. This is my future paycheck. It says $10,247 on it. And I don't have to be presidential diamond to earn this. I just don't. I can do it as a triple. Now, does that mean that I'm not going to stop, that I'm going to stop and just chill here? No, I'm going to go for presidential. I'm going to go for ambassador, because I know that from experience, I'm going to have to start dreaming bigger after that happens. So let's see, I think that's the only last thing that one thing that Cammie really plugged into us a lot was our words are important. Be careful with how you speak and what you speak about. And I really, really know I need to practice on that personally. And I've appreciated that advice so much, because it's actually, since I've been back, I've actually been like monitoring myself. I'm like, whoa, careful, don't say that. Don't, say it in a different way. Instead of speaking out problems, don't just speak out solutions. Talk about what you can do to fix whatever struggle you're in. No negative self-talk, no negative solution seeking. Like, it's just, you've got to just be so positive, you guys. I could say a million things about this trip, and it was something that I will never forget. And I want again, you guys to know that there's room at the top, you guys, and there's room for all of us. We're not at the top. We're not like, none of us have hit ambassador yet, but there's black diamond, and we can all do that, you guys. It's just a matter of if we're going to put the work in, stay consistent, and dig your heels in deep, and just, or boots if you're a guy. Trent, I know, is on here. But just, you guys, you've got to commit, you've got to stay consistent. And if there's anything I could say is that you're in the right place at the right time and with the right people. And so just keep your blinders on, keep your goals in sight, and just run, because you can. Ashley. Okay. Ashley, ready?
Hey y'all. Okay, so it's 9:28 and I never stay on time. So we're gonna manifest. I'm gonna talk for a maximum of 10 minutes. If you're on my tribe, you're like, yeah, okay. But I have to go, and then Lauren squared has to go, both of our Laurens. So let's chat, you guys. Hey, Lauren. All right. So let's talk, you guys. For those of you who don't know me, I joke around and I feel like I'm a fossil sometimes in the business. I've been around for almost 7 years, and it's crazy because I will tell you, I went triple diamond in 8 months. I was the girl who had no support, no network, no social media, no Instagram, didn't even know what it was. I had like 200 friends on Facebook, never even knew what this industry was. It was literally like a God wink that one day I opened up my Facebook, I saw a post, and I was like, hey, what is that? And everything changed. I maxed out our last credit card. I went from selling like anything and everything on Craigslist to pay bills to, now living in our dream home that's paid off. I've paid off over 6 figures worth of debt. I literally just live every day to the fullest, and I don't even honestly know how I got here, but I'm just so excited to be here. And I'll tell you that the reason why I talk about my timeline openly, I never did, because I hid behind the shadows of the things I did not complete in the time that I wanted to. And I hid behind that. So I'm talking to those of you who have been around for, probably 5+ years, which might not be many of you because we've got some younger teams, but we have quite a few older teams on here too. I'm going to talk to you guys for a second for a few reasons. First, you have to realize that what you're looking to achieve and what the vision of your life looks like. I went triple in 8 months. I'm triple. It was 6 years ago this month. 6 years ago in May, I went triple diamond. Okay. The tribe that took me triple is no longer here. The tribe that will go presidential is going to be totally different people. And the tribe that's going to go ambassador and beyond is totally different people. And a lot of life lessons had to happen in the last 6 years for me to understand that. Okay. So when I was at Cammie's, okay, first of all, kind of the same feelings. I'm like, gosh, I have not been in the top 150 ever, but I've made huge, big money moves. I've done incredible things. I have achieved more than I could have ever possibly imagined, but I've never been in the top 150. So I got this invite into this chat. It was, again, another leap of faith that I took with Cammie in February of 2020, literally right before we got shut down from COVID. Cammie wanted to come out this way because I'm by Pittsburgh. And on a whim and a prayer, I offered to host Cammie. And I was terrified to the point where my best friend, Christina, wherever she is, she'll tell you in the chat, she drove 6 hours to the other side of the state to be with me because I was terrified to host Cammie. even though I was at Triple, even though I've been around a long time, I was terrified of doing something like that because I thought, like, I'm just a little island. Like, I'm just a little person. I'm just a number. And I just always felt that way because I didn't have a really active upline. And I always just kind of isolated myself. And I did that to myself for 5 years. Okay. And to my team. So why am I telling you guys this? My going to Cammy's and was just a culmination of so much growth and willingness to bend but not break, and just really open up my eyes and my heart and my ears to everything, and stop trying to do everything on my own and continue to step out in faith and do big things. And I will tell you that when I was trying to think about what I wanted to talk to you guys about, it kind of went back to this one statement, and it's like, you cannot defeat what you can't define. Okay. So a lot of times people are saying, well, gosh, Ashley, like, you've been Triple for 6 years, you've done X, Y, and Z. Like, when is enough enough? And in my eyes, I'm like, never. Because when good people get a lot of money, they do really amazing things. For example, Conference 2020, I got the More Love Award. My distributor passed away. She left 6 children, and I was able to jump in financially and pay for tons of things. And I still do it 2 years later. And if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to do the things that I do. I wouldn't be able to have the growth that I've had. So I want to challenge you guys to break through the walls, that the things that scare you the most are the things you need to do, because on the other end of that is the breakthrough that you've been waiting for. So when we were at Cammy's, and I'm just like taking it all in, we had Mark came and talked to us, like literally, like, we're chilling with Mark, and just listening to him and going to the ranch and seeing all of that bucket list, dream board items. My dream board's hanging back there. Just like crazy things are happening. And when I was trying to think about, like, what can I bring to the table for you guys that you're going to be like, okay, I get it. Aside from the fact of stop setting a timeline for yourself that defines what you're worthy of or what your success needs to look like. It's easy to look and say, okay, Susie went Ambassador Diamond in 12 months and I'm not even this, or I'm not even that. And it goes back to what Chantel was discussing about the words that you speak over yourself. My biggest aha, you guys, was the statement I just made about you can't defeat what you cannot define. For the longest time, I've been in this perpetual cycle of like, what else can I do? Like I've done all the things in my mind. I did all the things. Like, I did all the things. Like, what else could a woman want? Like, a ranch, I guess, some buffaloes, I don't know. And I'm just like, what else do I want to do? And I unknowingly kind of put my own glass ceiling on myself. Okay. Cause I have a huge heart. So I want to give, and my wallet was always wee little and my heart was really big. And when I was able to pay off the debt and do the things and no mortgage and no student loans and no, debt and no whatever, you just kind of look around and you're like, all right, not that I've arrived, but just like, okay, go to Disney, go here, go there. So really for me, you guys, it's my tribe. And I know they've heard me say this before. My ability to be able to make an impact in someone's life is more important to me than anything. So if I could leave you, or you leave me, because I ain't going anywhere. If you leave me better than when I found you, then my job is done. My job is done. But I can only hope that the vision gets casted to a degree where they realize that they are made for more, and they can be sitting on a call like this, 6 months to 12 months from now, they can live a debt-free life. They can pay off the debt. They can do all the things. So when we were at Cammy's house, and I know I only have 5 minutes, so I'm going to try to speed this up. And, just looking at her home that she's building, like, I thought this was our dream home. It's not, not that I want bigger and like elevator like Cammy has and all kinds of cool stuff. I'm just like, if you listen to what she speaks of, it's not a materialistic obsession. It is, how many people can I bring into this house to help impact them? And then you got Mark. Okay, Mike Patillo is there on the same street, but Mark is here. You've got Kinsey's building a house. You've got Kyler on the same street. You've got Cammy on the same street. So my instinct is like, this is a banging neighborhood to be in. Like, I need to make more money to build a house like right there, because those block parties are going to be awesome. But who would not want that? We talk about friendships, fun, and freedom all the time. And I think where we have done ourselves a huge disservice is self-inflicting this like closed casket mentality where we've been living in so much fear, and we've been living and just kind of going through the motions. We forgot the fun. We forgot the fun. Okay. So I'm going to encourage you guys. You're going to start seeing events pop up from corporate. We were talking to Cami about that. Like, we're ready to go. If you're comfortable, vaccine, mask, no mask, whatever your rules are, that's to be determined. But we're going to start getting in person because that's what we need. And I didn't realize how much I needed that until I was there. Okay. Also super honored to just bring, wisdom and a different perspective to people, but also seeing, newer leaders enroll and just how they've experienced things and what their story is. And again, guys, remembering that no two stories are the same. No two stories are the same, and they don't have to be. Okay. So my biggest aha, aside from, and I think somebody unmuted, my biggest takeaways, you guys, just overall vision of just when he says like whole nother level, like he is legit not kidding. There's things that I would have never even fathomed, and just kind of going there and seeing it, going with Mike and Tiffany Patillo on their boat, invited into their home, seeing their vision, spending time with them. I just can't even really describe it. And again, I want to go back to the fact that, remember, I've been here for almost 7 years, and this is the first time I've had any interaction with them one-on-one. Okay, but what if I would have quit when the going got tough? What if I would have, listened to those voices that said, you're just a one-hit wonder, or you're just this, or you're just that? And I always go back to how many lives have I been blessed to impact in the last 7 years? And you have to be willing to level up, and you have to be willing to do the hard things. Okay. The next thing I'll leave you guys with my 2 minutes is, when you are kind of looking at your journey and you're just trying to figure out, like, where do I fit into this? Where do I fit into the things that I see? What self-limiting beliefs? You heard Shandee talk about it, and you're like, what? Do you ever just sit there and go like, what am I doing? You ever just have that moment with yourself? Like, what am I doing? Where am I going? What is my vision? And it's been a long time since I have looked at it from a bigger perspective to say, okay, you have arrived with a lot of things, but you want to help a lot of people. You want to help a lot of people. And when we were at a conference, one of the years, some of you girls will remember it, Mark made a speech and he said, it's really good to be able to pay your bills. That's good. It's really great to like go debt free, but it's legendary to like do that for your parents. And that was a defining moment for me. And this isn't ranch related, but it made me realize, like, I got to do this for my mom, because my mom's struggling, and I got to do more. And I've made it such a mission to live more, do more, and give more, with that emphasis on giving more. And if it wasn't for this business, I would have never been able to do that. So I'm going to read this because I just made this post, and it's just going to sound better if I read it. I put, love the valleys because they take you to the mountaintops. Love the struggle because it makes you stronger. Love the competition because it challenges you to be better. Love negative people because they make you more positive. Love those who hurt you because they teach you forgiveness. And love fear because it makes you courageous. None of it is easy, but it is all worth it. So I'm telling you guys, this is your moment. I don't care that it's May 30th. I don't care that it's Memorial Day weekend. My dad's a veteran. He's no longer here because of it. I don't care. I'm not saying I don't care about the holiday. I'm just saying I don't care that, Monday we're all going to be tired. You have to just have this mantra where you're so excited and unstoppable and just almost blindly courageous that your fire is burning so bright. It doesn't matter that it's summer. It doesn't matter that you're going to feel distracted. It doesn't matter, because I'm going to tell you right now, from being a fossil, okay? Looking like a snack, but I'm a fossil. I've been through seasons. This is going to be my 8th fourth quarter, 8th third quarter, meaning fall, holidays. Everything that you do right now is going to perpetuate and set you up for what is to come for conference in September, October, November, December. Okay. So if you have not heard enough about us, like screaming from the rooftops that you need to get together, I will challenge you to get together. Even if you only have 2 people locally, go meet them for lunch. The first thing I did when I got home was take one of my diamonds out to lunch. When I'm in Florida, by the way, if anyone lives by Fort Lauderdale, I'll be there next week if you want to get together. I'm already inviting people to our house down there. So just realize that there's power in proximity. Get yourself somewhere with a bunch of people for conference. It's September 24th and 25th. And I promise you, your outlook on this business will never be the same. So whew, I did it. I'm muting out.
All right, Murphy, you want to come in here?
Hi guys. Can you hear me okay? Does it sound okay? Okay. So I'm gonna forewarn you. So right after I left Cammy's, I got on a plane and flew to Arizona with my family. I already had a trip planned with my family. So oh shoot, it looks like going out. Well, can you
You're
I
kind of
hope so.
Let's see.
Okay.
I think I lost you.
Okay, wait, I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. We're good.
Okay, hopefully this works. This Wi-Fi has been horrible in this house this whole weekend. So anyways, just message me in the chat if this doesn't work. But you guys, hi, I'm Laura Murphy. I'm a presidential diamond, been in the business for 6 years now. Okay, before
What happened? Okay. Oh, yeah, I've lost her.
okay, hold on.
We're here. We're waiting for you, Lauren. Don't worry. If everybody can stay muted though, please, that would be great. And then I think she's going somewhere, it looks like, to find better service. But she's coming back. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me better?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, I cannot find like where the Wi-Fi is in this house. So we're in an Airbnb, but is this okay? So I think this is okay because I can see Chantel moving. So I'm so sorry, you guys, but I'm Laura Murphy, been in the business for 6 years, presidential diamond. I've done a lot of cool things with It Works, but I have never ever been invited to Cammy's or the ranch. It was such an honor, like these girls are saying. Kind of my backstory, I had a very similar story to some of these girls. Like I wasn't struggling. I just didn't want to be paycheck to paycheck. I joined this business when my first son was 9 weeks old. I now have 2 little boys. I live in Missouri. I was a retail district manager. I made good money. I had a good career. I thought that that's what I was going to do. I had huge goals and aspirations to be the youngest CEO of a retail company. Like that was like my goal. I joined this business to make, like I said, an extra income just to pay for a nanny. So we didn't have to do daycare and I didn't have to go paycheck to paycheck. Being in this business just opened my eyes to the potential. Like everybody like kind of has that little moment where you're like, okay, maybe I am here for more. So anyways, I just went all in and this business has completely changed the game for me, which I could go on and on about, but I want to talk to you guys about the ahas from Cammy's house. So I feel like a little bit of it is repetitive, but just bear with me. So one of them was definitely seeing Cammy work. There are so many times where I feel like I'm juggling so many things. And you know, there was so much that happened with her being a mom, her being involved in things that she does for her family, for her kids, mixed with work. And she goes and goes and goes, and she does it with grace and she gives of herself to everyone, like so graciously. She has this gift where she truly listens when people speak. And she makes you feel like you're the only person speaking. And like, she is so genuinely interested in you. And she wants to hear everything that you say so that she can give you the best advice and to guide you and to lead you. And she just truly makes you like feel like you're the only person in the room. And I think in this world today, it's so hard. And with our teams, that's like something I just took myself and was like, I want to go back and I just want to be a better listener. You know, I think sometimes when we get to these ranks, everyone wants to hear us speak. And it's like, sometimes you forget to just slow down and listen and make people feel seen and heard. These are kind of like sporadic thoughts, but another thought of mine, that I had was like, have you ever like seen other groups of sidelines? Specifically, one of them for me is like Amy Spence and Ashley Rennell, and been in this business and just been like, man, I just wish I had that. I wish I had that accountability. Somebody who's not in my organization, somebody who's nowhere on my downline or upline, and just had that sideline partnership. And you guys, I'm 6 years in the business and like, they were all saying, like, none of us knew each other before we went to this. I knew Rivan, but not super close. And, you know, we'd seen each other at events and stuff, but coming to this, it's like, I truly believe like it was designed by, you know, God and Cammie, like she knew to put us in this group because we all just hit it off and were able to challenge one another, but like lift each other up. And I just feel like I wanted that so much earlier in my business, but I'm really happy that I got it now. And so if you're looking for that sideline, like I've been put in other, I don't know, like not necessarily focus groups, but I've been put in other groups of people that are supposed to challenge me or to inspire me. And it's okay, you guys, if you're not inspired by people that are in those groups, it's okay to walk away from and continue persisting till you find something or someone that challenges you and motivates you to be your best, because that was very eye-opening for me. Like I'm super, super grateful that I have this group now. And I know that we'll stay connected like through our whole entire journeys with It Works. And it took me 6 years to have that in this business, but now I have it, you know, and I'm so thankful for that. So keep persisting for that. And that's so like aligned with having, you know, your inner circle and the 5 people you spend the most time with. Cammie talks a ton about this, and it is just like so important to make sure you're constantly pursuing that inner circle. And I remember feeling like a little intimidated by that. Like I was the first person to graduate college in my family. Like I didn't have like this inner circle of, you know, I guess like people that I felt like were doing so great in life. Like I had really great people in my life, but from like a business aspect, I didn't feel like I had all these people it's like doing all these great things. And I was really, really intimidated the first time I heard Cammie say, you know, who's your inner circle? Show me the 5 people you spend the most time with, and I'll show you your future. And I was like, oh God, like, and I really got a little offended by it. I'm like, that is so disrespectful. Like, I'm being really honest and real with you guys. Like, that's how I felt. And now, like, I understand like that doesn't matter. Like that, you can still have those people in your life, but you need people in your life that challenge you, push you, that do better than you, that make you want to do more, be more. And it shows you, like I made a post yesterday that said, somebody who's doing it isn't your competition. It's proof that it can be done. And that's what like is so important to have in this business, and to just be around people who want the same goals as you and are going through the same things. And these girls have already spoke on it, you guys, but like the hills and the valleys and the hills and the valleys and the hills and the valleys, like there's so many, and you truly have to find joy in the journey and to be so grateful, like living in a heart of gratitude, and showing up like the person you want to be, not the person you're paid as today, but showing up as the person you want to be, show up as the person who is whatever rank you want to be. That is so, so important in this business. And like, you know, not just settling and arriving and just saying, oh, well, maybe, you know, it's all about the whole journey in this business. And that was like a huge, huge takeaway for me this past weekend. And then the last point that I wanted to share with you guys, I mean, I could talk about this for days, but I have 10 minutes, like Ashley said, and was just the time with Mark. So Mark like tells his story, and I don't know if you guys have gotten to hear Mark tell his story and just like how all the things happened, but Cammie was talking about how when she was little, she came home from school and she was 10 years old. And she said, Dad, there's girls at my school who don't have coats, and they lived in Michigan. And she was like saying, can I bring some coats to school for them? And Mark was like, little did she know, like, I didn't know where I was going to get the money to buy her a coat for the winter. And he was like, and my kids had these great giving hearts. And I just knew that I needed to do something to, you know, come up with the income to let my girls be giving and whatever. And so here I am. I'm like, okay, Cammie was 10. Okay, she's 40. Okay, that was 30 years ago. His life has changed so much in 30 years, you guys. Like he could give a coat to everybody in the state of Florida. And you know what I mean? Like, and beyond. And so it's just like really amazing. And like, so listening to him speak about his story, like on such a more like deep level, because we hear like these little bits and pieces at conference, right? And we heard he's a basketball coach, and we heard that Cindy wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. But you guys, he talked about so many things about like decisions he made and people that thought he was crazy. And then how when he quit his job teaching to do his business full-time, he was like, oh my God, like I made a mistake and I'm gonna have to go back and look like an idiot and like a fool. And he was like, but I didn't. And it all worked out. And he was like, and it pushed me out of my comfort zone. And then that led to all these other things that he did, you guys, like, and he was talking about how like people would tell him he's crazy for so many things, like even his own wife, like he wanted some land. That's how the ranch started. He wanted this land. And she's like, okay, if you can get it for X amount of money, you can have it. And it was like a third of what it was listed for. And he was like, okay. So he went and he was like, called his realtor and he was like, I need to get this land. And he's like, okay, how much are we offering? And he was like, you know, whatever X amount of money. And he was like, are you kidding? And he was like, nope. And so he was just talking about how he offered this and it came back and they denied it and they countered and they countered. And then he gave it, his realtor called him and goes, dude, you're like the luckiest guy I've ever met. I have no idea how they just accepted this offer. And so he went to Cindy and was like, got it. And he was like, just talking about how there's just no risk without reward. And like, what is the worst thing that can happen? They can say no, but he's like, if you want something, pursue it. And if it's meant to be yours, it will be yours. And that's how the island happened, you guys. He tried to purchase the island 3 years before he ever got it. And what he offered for it, they denied and didn't take it. 3 years later, they called him and he bought it for not even half of what he originally offered that they didn't accept. And he was like, I was just meant to have it for even less. And it was meant to have 3 years later. And it was like, just listening to all the steps that he's taken, Mark isn't just like passively sitting by and life isn't happening to him. Life is happening for him because he persists and he aggressively goes after life. And he's never willing to step out of his comfort zone and sometimes feels like he's taking a risk for a great, great reward. And he just trusts himself. He trusts that it's always going to work out because he knows his heart and himself. And I bet that if you're on this Zoom in Memorial Day weekend and on here right now, I guarantee you have a big heart and you're not going to let yourself and your family down and you're going to figure it out and you're going to figure a way out. So like Chantel or Ashley was saying, I think it was Ashley was sitting here saying, I just like was sitting here like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Like, if you're sitting here just thinking like, what are you doing? Like, go all in, push like yourself to the limit, like decide that this is your moment. Like, I'm so done, like just being stagnant. I may be in a hill, I may be in a valley, whatever it is. I'm here for the journey. My heart is here. I'm capable of doing like so much more. I'm capable, worthy. I'm going to get that inner circle strong and just pursue everything because so much can happen in such a little time. So anyway, thank you guys for being on. Thank you, Chantel, for organizing this.
I feel like we all did though. But thank you, Lauren. Gosh, so good. I feel like there's like so much, you guys. Next time you get to an event, if you can run into any of us, we have more, all of us do, I know, that we want to say. And we have stories that are just incredible. Lauren, where's Miss Lauren? Thank you.
Hi guys. All right, I'm gonna start talking right away.
Okay.
Hi you guys, I'm Lauren Rivan. If we're in a group or really anywhere with children born in the 80s, there are usually a lot of Laurens. So I typically end up going by Rivan. But I'll answer to whatever I can. I am parking at our hotel right now. We're in Florida. When we finished the event with Cammie, my husband and daughter ended up meeting me, and we're now at Disney and Universal for the summer. And it's because of it works. So I'm a presidential diamond with the business. I have officially been in for a little over 4 years now. And I'm going to give you a quick recap of my story, but I owned a specialty home-based bakery when I found It Works. And it's not even fair for me to say I found It Works because you guys, I would try to go as far out of my way to avoid It Works as I possibly could. I was the person, I didn't watch and look and like stalk someone's post. I would block people as soon as I saw that they were part of a network marketing company. I would be like, unfriend, block, don't answer that message. I wasn't a part of any of that. I actually unblocked my enroller because a friend of mine was a customer for the 2-day cleanse. We had gotten our tax return. I knew we had a little bit of extra money, but beyond that, we were living paycheck to paycheck. And when they explained the loyal customer program to me, I wanted to throw up in my mouth because I knew I had extra money at that moment, but I didn't know if I would the following months. And I was going to do what most people do whenever we don't want to say, something about the money. I was just going to go quiet and ghost my enroller. But she came back. She asked a question that changed my life. I'm going to say it for you guys because I hope that you'll say it anytime someone ghosts you. But she said, "Hey, Lauren, I just wanted to check up. Were you wanting to try the products as a customer and get a great discount? Or were you wanting to try the products as a distributor, get a great discount, and make some extra money?" I didn't know anything about the business. I just knew that I was tired of fighting about money every single day and struggling, and our debt was just continuing to grow as we paid minimum payments. So I said yes. I went all in. My journey was also very fast in the beginning. I went diamond in 39 days. We went double the following month. We went triple just a matter of a few months later. We went presidential the next year. And then I, just like everyone else on here has talked about, there are different seasons in our business. There are different people in and out of our business. I went through some growth. And we're continuing to go through that as we grow into an ambassador team. But I want to focus with you guys. First, I want to tell you a lot of the things that I'd planned to speak on, everyone else has touched on. And so if I do that, what I hope you'll hear is just, okay, wow, this is repeated a lot, so it must be really important. But also I want to offer you guys a different perspective, because I think it was Shandee who said in the beginning, like we're not anyone special, we're not in the top 5 income earners yet. Some of us went to winner's circles, some of us didn't. Some of us are maintaining presidential. Some of us haven't gone. Like, we were all in very different seasons. Some of us have very active uplines, and we communicate with our enroller daily. Some of us don't have a relationship with them at all, and they quit before we even promoted for the first time. So what I hope you take away from that is all of that really doesn't matter. So whatever lie you're telling yourself for why you can't do something or be one of those names or in one of those groups, none of it matters, because we all couldn't even find our commonalities before we sat down with Cammie. We were like, wait a minute, how do we end up in this group? My story's not like your story. Well, my story's not like your story. Well, my story's not like your story. So we couldn't even figure out why she had put us all together. And for me, when we asked her that and there wasn't an exact reason, I was like, that's the exact reason. That's the reason. That's the reason. It's because it doesn't matter. None of it matters. What mattered, or the commonality that I was able to take away, was, man, the majority of us still continued to show up when it would have been a lot easier to quit. And Chantel, I'm going to publicly give you some recognition here, because you said it once at the ranch. We even said it a few times in conversations. And then you said it again here on this call. But you guys, she said something at the beginning, and she said, I was worried about going to the ranch because I didn't earn it. And even in messaging, I had said something to her. I've been to the ranch before, you guys. And I earned it. Okay. So I earned it for a contest that we did a couple of years ago. And when we were at the ranch, and we were able to experience it in a totally different way, and we're sitting there and we're talking to this new group of friends of long lost besties, right? And making a comment like that, and you suddenly have like this mass cheerleading squad, right? Like they're affirming you and building you up and telling you how amazing you are. But in that conversation, and I was thinking about how different this ranch experience was than that one. And I was thinking about the first one and how it was for a period of time, and how we had points for how many people could go emerald. And then I was thinking about how in the world I'd ended up there again. And almost 3 years had spanned from those 2 times, maybe 2.5 years. The first time that I earned going to the ranch was over the course of, I think, a 3-month period. But this time, I earned it over the course of 4 years, because I showed up every day. I showed up every day. I showed up when I didn't feel like it. I had conversations I didn't want to have. I put myself way outside in my comfort zone. So when you earn things in our business, you guys, it's not necessarily like, it's not the enrollment, it's not the title, dare I say it, like it's not even the paycheck. Yes, those are all things that you can earn, but like the thing you really earn is the person that you become. It's the person that you become in the journey. And all of us ended up there and in that scenario because we were willing to put ourselves in rather uncomfortable positions that positioned us to talk to Cami. And everyone almost has talked about inner circle and the group of people that you're around. Now, none of us had any kind of premeditated conversation on what we wanted to talk about before we got on here. And I know it's 10:02, so I'm like, I have like my 2 minutes left from my 10-minute mark. But the first time I ever talked to Cami, it was at a Grand Rapids event. So there we go again. That was something that's repeated again, you guys. Events, right? Events. And she spoke on stage about the inner circle and how you're a product of the 5 people that you're around, and how the best networkers are asking this one question. They're always asking someone that they want to trade places with, or someone that they want to learn from. Who do you know that I should know? That was the question that she said. I didn't know anyone at that event. I didn't have any team with me. I didn't have any upline with me at that event or sidelines. I was flying solo with my husband, and I had very much been an island in my business. I didn't have any close friends. I didn't know anyone. I just knew the names that were called on, the family calls on Sunday nights. That's starting right now, probably. But something crazy came over me, and I looked at my husband and I said, I'm going to ask her. And he was like, what? Like we don't know her. You can't go talk to her. She doesn't know who we are. What is happening? And I beeline for the stage, not like she didn't have a bajillion other things to do, and stood there awkwardly, not to get a photo, not to like, I just wanted to ask her, who do you know that I should know? And everyone else has spoken a little bit about Cami's gift. She has this gift to make you feel like you're the only person in the room. She's one of those people, like, you hope that you get to meet one day, and you hope that she's going to be all the sunshine, butterflies, and rainbows that like you want her to be. And she's that, but it's better. That's Cami in real life, you guys. And so she stops. I asked her the question, and she said, do you have your phone? And I said, yes. And she said, hand me your phone. And she put her phone number in my phone. And she said, you should know me. And my life changed. My business changed. Everything changed. Because she didn't have to do that. She didn't know me from Adam. But that's the type of leadership that we have in this company. And one of the nights at dinner, Cami asked for one word, and my husband's like reminding me that I'm over time, but I'm getting to a point here. She asked for one word. And in that moment, I was like, I'm not ready. Like, I'm not ready to give my word, because it's even in reflection, it's still like, wait, were we really there? It's like, did that really happen? But in the moment, I really wanted to be present, and it wasn't over. I wasn't ready for it to be over, to recap it, And so I said, I'll let you know my word when I know my word. And so it was the next morning, and my word is grateful. My word was grateful because she didn't have to do that. And it reminded me that we're just in the right place at the right time with the right people. From the conversations that we had with the Patillos to Mark, just casually coming and strolling in while we're having coffee, or you guys, Cindy dropped off a backpack in the middle of one of the days. And this is what is so important about this. This wasn't a corporate event that was orchestrated. This was Cammie inviting us into her home. Cammie inviting us into her home. And no one was surprised by it. No one was fazed. Like, that's just the type of leadership and the type of love. And I don't know what we were all expecting. If we were expecting her to like whip out like some black diamond secret formula, I don't know. But the business building tip that she gave us is that we love you all the way that she loved us, that she makes us feel like we're somebody. And she was like, you really want to change your business? You really want to, change your life? Go make someone else feel the way that I'm making you feel. Go love someone else. Go make someone else feel like they're the only person in the room. Go have those conversations, connect with people. And so I just want you guys to know that you're in the right place at the right time. And the Pentecost are, they're salt of the earth people. Everything that you hope they are, they're that, and they're more. And if you feel like, but who am I? I'm just a number. I don't matter. Like, I'm just one of the masses. That's not true. It's not true at all. And anytime that you have an opportunity to engage with any conversation, with any leader, go ask them, who do you know that I should know? And they might just say, me. You should know me, and it'll forever change the course of your life.
I love you, Lauren, so much. God was
I love
like,
you.
Mark, be a little later tonight. When was Mark ever at 7:08 on the family call? My gosh, you guys, I'm gonna just cut it short because the family call is on now, but I can't thank all of you enough for being the people you are. And I know that I just want to have like housewives of It Works and live with you guys. But thank you guys so much. I will send this recording to everyone. And I'm sure you guys, if you don't know me and you don't know one of the other girls, that you'll be seeing all of us again soon, because we are going to be sticking together. So I love you guys, and we will talk to you soon. Let's go listen to family call. Bye.